Hey friend, welcome back. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Today I have an episode that I get requested a lot, so I thought I really need to tackle this for those of you who may be struggling with impulse shopping. So you know what I mean if this is a struggle for you. Impulse shopping at times you shouldn't be spending money when you really don't even want to be, and those impulse purchases, how to avoid them. We're going to go over some great tips today that I think will really help you if this is something that you struggle with. So it's been requested a lot, and if you have any trouble with impulse shopping, then keep on listening. All right, let's dive on in. How to stop impulse shopping, impulse spending. I hope you enjoyed these tips and I hope they really help you today. So let's get into it. Number one, you must have a big why. So you've probably heard of a big why. What is a big why? This is the most compelling, heartfelt, emotional reason for you why you deeply desire something. And in this case, it's why you don't want to be impulse shopping. So, what are your goals instead? What is it that you really want the money for? If you have a financial goal, why do you deeply desire for that financial goal to happen? So this must be compelling. It must be your true why. You must really feel it, deeply desire it. So you'll know if you're on the right track, if you have emotions behind it. So take some time and sit and reflect on what your why is. Why is it important to you to stop impulse shopping, to stop spending or overspending? There has to be a reason if this is something that you are feeling pulled to. Maybe it's because you have too much debt. Maybe you feel guilty and you just keep piling on the debt. Maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck, so every dollar you spend is a dollar that could be helping relieve some stress and overwhelm from living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you really deeply desire to have an emergency savings built up. Maybe you want to save up because you want to be a stay-at-home mom. Maybe you want to go on a vacation and take your family on a vacation. Whatever it is, you have reasons why you know you don't want to impulse shop anymore. Maybe it's hurting you in some way, you're feeling that pain and you don't want to anymore, or there's something good that you are striving for that you just know you really want, you deeply desire it. So that is your big why. So take some time and reflect. And when you come up with whatever you think your reason is, your why is, then ask yourself again, why is that important to you? Take some time. This is a great journaling exercise. Write down what comes to mind of why that's important to you, and then look at that reason. That might be your big why. Ask yourself why that is important to you and keep going until you've asked yourself 5 to 7 times, and you'll really, really feel when you have the true why. And then use your why in your favor. So anytime you are having a weak moment, you feel like you want to impulse shop, it's something that was not planned, you can remind yourself of the why every single day and every single week moment that you have. Anytime you decide you want to start shopping, you want to spend money that you didn't intend and you really don't want to, you just in the moment want to, you can remind yourself of your big why, what you're really wanting more than this impulse shop, this impulse purchase, and that can help you in those moments. Number 2 is in the moment, ask yourself, why are you shopping? Why do you want to make that impulse buy, that impulse purchase? If you are shopping online, for example, at home, get to the heart of really what you're feeling right now in that moment. Why are you having that desire to turn to looking at stuff that's on sale or going to Amazon or going to your favorite store and looking online at what's available? Why are you doing that? What are you feeling right now? Are you bored? Are you tired? Are you overwhelmed with things that you have to do? Are you putting something off that you really don't want to do? It's helping you procrastinate. Are you feeling sad or angry or hopeless and you just want to have some kind of joy or something fun in the moment to get you out of those feelings for a few minutes? Are you trying to escape something? Get to the heart of what you're feeling When you recognize what emotions that you're feeling and what situations trigger you, that can really help you start putting things in place to avoid those triggers. So anything that's triggering you to want to shop or to buy or to go online and look, find out in the moment what those emotions are, what's causing that, and figure out a way to avoid those triggering situations or find something else to do in the moment. If you are finding that you are out already, maybe you're at the grocery store and you have to do that, you have to get your groceries, but you have these impulse purchases that end up in your cart. Why is that? Ask at the time you're about to put it in the cart. Is it that I'm really hungry and I'm looking at things that just look good? I want these cookies. Maybe you are trying to eat healthy and you're having sugar cravings. Maybe you are standing at the line for the checkout and you're just bored standing there and you're looking at the things for sale. There's a reason they put those things there, right? Because a lot of people add those in and they make the most money off of those, a lot of profit margin on those items. So get at the heart of what you're feeling in the moment. Order your groceries if you have to, so you're sticking to your budget and you are pulling up, they're putting them in your car and you are driving away. Number 3, ask yourself, is it just because it's a good deal? Is that why you are purchasing the items? So a good deal is a good deal if it's something you already wanted to buy or would have needed to buy in the near future, but you're getting it for less. So if you already were planning on spending money for it, but you found a coupon, a great sale, a different store had it for less, it's on clearance, that's a good deal that you can pick up and feel good about. But if you don't have the money for it and it's not something you need, it's not something you were intending to purchase, and you have bigger financial goals, you can do without it. It's no longer a good deal. It's actually a bad deal, no matter how inexpensive it is, because it's hurting your financial goals and it's costing you money that you did not want to spend on that item. So even every fantastic deal has a cost. And even if the price tag is low, the lack of getting your financial goals hit, the debt that increases, whatever it is, that's a bigger cost and a bigger burden. So it has more of a cost than that deal looks like to you. And if you avoid buying it, then you don't spend anything at all. So that's a great deal. Number 4 is you have to break your automatic cycle in the impulse moment. So at the time, whatever's triggering you, we've got to start breaking that cycle. Right now, purchasing, if that is a problem for you, then it has become a habit. It has become your go-to thing that you find joy in looking, you find joy in buying, you enjoy when it arrives at home, if it's something that you're purchasing that comes in the mail to you, the joy of, if it's clothing, wearing it for the first time, getting compliments on it, joy picking it up at the store. That's your automatic cycle, and you're looking for that joy or that dopamine hit. That's why people turn to social media when they're bored. They're looking for something to give them that dopamine hit. So we've got to break the automatic cycle. Automatic is a habit. That is something that is your brain doesn't have to think about. So this is going to take a little bit of work, but over time, eventually you will truly have rewired your brain, and the habit will actually be avoiding the impulse. You won't even have to think about it anymore, because you will have broken that habit and have a whole new habit of avoiding your impulse shopping. So things that can help you break the cycle is reminding yourself in the moment, I can do hard things. I can choose to not buy this. I can do this. I can make this choice, and I want to make this choice. And repeat that every single time, as many times as it takes. Number 2, think about what are your bigger goals that you care about more than this. What am I working for? Is it getting rid of debt? Is it building up savings? Is it investing? Is it buying a house? Going on a vacation? Being able to stay home and quit your job? What is your bigger financial goal that you care about more than this thing that you want to purchase right now? Feel the empowerment of saying no. That's the next tip for breaking the cycle. It is empowering to say no when it is difficult, when you have bigger goals that take longer to get that satisfaction. We want that instant gratification, and saying no to that can be really difficult. So feel empowered to say, no, I'm not going to make this impulse purchase, and feel even more empowerment when you are saying yes to your more important goals. I am saying yes right now to getting out of debt. Next tip to break the cycle is to look for ways to avoid your triggers going forward. So we talked about the triggers already and those emotions you're feeling that make you want to shop. What are things you can do instead every time you feel bored? Make a list. When I'm bored, instead of shopping, I can go on a walk. I can read a book. I can play a board game with my kids. I can put on some great music and start dancing. I can call a friend. I can go show up at my best friend's house and have some girl time. What about when I feel tired or when I feel overwhelmed, when I'm trying to put off something, sad, angry, hopeless, escaping, any of those emotions or any other emotions you find? Make a list. If those are the emotions that you're discovering that you're feeling that make you impulse shop, then make a list when you're not feeling that emotion of things that you can do instead. And then pull that list out every time you are triggered. By the way, a great tip is self-care is a great option here for those lists. So things that you can do instead that really are some great self-care are going to go even further to soothing you and whatever feelings and emotions you're having in the moment. Painting your nails, taking a bubble bath, good music, journaling, a great book, going on a walk, getting in nature, gardening if that's your thing, whatever it is, lay out in the sun, go for a drive and on country roads, whatever fills your soul and makes you feel amazing. Those are some great options, especially if they don't cost money. And then the last tip for helping you break that cycle is to notify anybody who needs to know that may also trigger you. So if your best friend is constantly inviting you to go shopping or to happy hours and you just can't not be spending that money, make sure your best friend knows that this is something you're working on, that you have a bigger goal and you really need her support and her help. And ask her to stop inviting you. Say, I want to spend time with you in other ways. So can we hang out at home? Can we have a paint your nail day, do each other's hair, have a sleepover? Can we put on some old movies and watch them and just enjoy time together instead of shopping? If it's your husband or your kids constantly asking things at the store, maybe you leave them behind. Let your kids know you have big goals you're working on as a family and they're part of that. Them stopping asking for everything or working for their own money and saving up using birthday money, chore money, whatever it is. Maybe they get tokens and that can be turned in for things. Have them work for things and stop asking for everything. And same with hubby. If he has a spending problem, if he's always wanting to add things into your shopping cart at the grocery store, if he likes expensive things, get on the same page with him, talk about the goals, talk about what it's hurting you to have the spending. Maybe it's causing you a lot of stress. Maybe your debt is overwhelming you and he just doesn't know how much it's affecting you. Have that conversation and agree on your goals together that you'll work on and compromise. If you guys need a little bit of spending money in your budget that you just don't have right now, but you are spending way too much, cut it way back and see how that goes. Number 5 then is to celebrate your wins. First and foremost, this is not by spending money that you didn't intend to spend. This can be anything like the self-care we mentioned. Those can be great rewards that you're doing at home. Track your savings so you can see how much that you have actually saved by not spending. So actually add it up. I was going to go get coffee today and I made it from home instead, and I avoided that impulse purchase. So that is worth, let's say, like $8 these days, I swear. Add it on a tracker. This is how much, look how much it keeps filling up that we are choosing not to spend. And that will really add up and you'll see over time just how much you're saving by being strong. And remind yourself just how proud of yourself you are. Be proud and tell yourself that. This is something you're working towards, and tell your kids and your husband just how proud you are of your whole family. They love hearing that appreciation, that gratitude that you're all in it together and that you're all doing a great job. And then number 6, put that unspent money to good use. So if it's not going to add debt, if this is like money that you were going to spend that you have on hand, put it towards your biggest goal. So move the money to whatever your biggest goal is. If you're paying off a credit card, put that extra money that you were about to spend, Pretend you spent it because you were going to anyway. So send it to that credit card and just help the balance get lower that much faster. Or add it to your savings if that is your goal. Add it to your savings account right then and there as if you had spent it. Now, not if you're going to go into debt. If that was going to be debt, then just by not adding the debt, you've already won. So acknowledge that you did an amazing thing. Tip number 7 is to share what you're working on with an accountability partner. So if you have anybody else, especially if somebody else either is very strong in this and will constantly help you, support you, remind you, give you those accolades that you need, that's a great accountability partner. Somebody who is not going to give in to your excuses, somebody who will continually remind you of what your bigger goal is that you're working for. Or if you have somebody else who's struggling in the same situation and they want to work on it as well, then agree to be that partner for each other. Do not let the other off the hook. If either one of you starts letting the other give into their excuses, get a new partner. That is not a great partner for you. So find somebody, let them know you're working on not impulse shopping, let them know what your bigger goal is instead, and give them permission to ask you about it, to call you out. If you are triggered by that person and angry when they call you out, that's also not a great partner. So if you have any issues with somebody, maybe some bitter feelings occasionally with that relationship, then that's probably not the best partner for you. So find somebody that you are completely okay with them calling you out. This could be a mentor or a coach, someone in your life, could be a family member, a friend, a neighbor, anyone who you feel a good relationship with, but who cares about you enough to actually help you work towards your goals. Number 8 then is to practice this over and over and over and over until it's a habit to not impulse shop, until you don't have to go through these steps anymore. You don't have to think about it. You just automatically say no to the weak moments and yes to your bigger goals. Keep practicing. It's okay if you do well for a while. If you end up doing an impulse shop and you feel bad about it, it's okay. Recognize it. Be proud of yourself that you are not going to do it again. Remind yourself and keep moving. Keep practicing over and over and over. And number 9, be amazed at accomplishing your financial goals. So when you have hit them, be super amazed and proud of yourself. Be grateful for yourself and all the steps that you took along the way, all the strength that you have built up. Those who have support you, give them that gratitude and appreciation. Tell them what that has meant to you and keep working on those goals. You've got this. I'm so proud of you. You can do this. You can do hard things. Thank you for being with me today. I hope this helps you. Leave a comment if there's any tip that you really are going to work on and put into practice, or all of them. I hope it helps. I'd love to know what financial goal that you are working on, so share that with me. And if you have not yet reviewed my podcast, I would love for you to leave a review for me. I love to hear what you have to say, how you feel about the show. I hope I've earned a 5-star rating. I will continually work on helping you with what you need. Have an amazing week, and I will talk with you next time. Blessings to your family.